middle. You can see the rosters here, or the tank picking going on here. I'll go into a little more details in the next round to explain it, but basically they alternate rounds picking, and basically it's the team captains kind of doing it, and everyone can see the tanks as they get readied up, and they can have a little bit of strategy. But we go in to the first round on Cliff. Tomatitos bringing double 277, double CS, STB, and a TVP. Burbology, Kenway in that Kronwagen, double VZ, Batchat, and double CS. So heavy and light. Like, I mean, you can't bring everything a uniform lineup, right? But Kronwagen from Kenway, I think, has been very consistent on this map. And if Kenway can get going, it seems like if he's able to play his game and get the better of the enemy team, tends to go the way of Burbology. But if he's not able to get going, they seem to just flounder a little bit sometimes.
I think that, okay, so just to get back to the predictions, I'm predicting like maybe a 4-3, and I don't know who. The reason why is
safe.
Yeah. The reason why is I think the Cliff is kind of one of those interesting ones. Even though it's their pick, I feel like the Tomatitos have not been bad on this map. Recently. When they first started, yeah. Oh no, wait, Kenway's on Bears. I'm dumb.
Yeah, and you can see here from Tomatitos, you can see that Fluky is up here in his CS, and Muscles just goes straight up. No punishment, able to really go out. I think the CS must have missed a shot, or he hadn't just gotten in. But look at Sheep. Sheep has gone massively aggro. He is dumping his clip in here really fast into the back of Major Pain and into Kenway. This is going to be followed up by a push by the Titos.
And what we were saying earlier, we were saying Tomatitos had a really hard time figuring out what they're planning on doing. Looks like Sheep is going to go down here for free. Wait, Major Pain actually bounced? He did get his clip, but I mean,
there's
1,200 damage for a tank kill, or for, you know, and then you lose a tank. I don't know if that's really a good trade, though. Muscles,
but overall,
is pushed
HP
down.
is heavily in Tito's favor because this gave them enough space. Fluky and Sebastian are both up top. They had to drop off of the lighthouse, and they got more damage in. They're
blind firing, but there's actually nobody up there.
They got a lot of damage in. Their 277s poked out during that and got shots into Kenway and into well, it looks like someone hit Muscles. I don't know if it was from the hill or if it was from the mid, but they just got a lot of damage in, and Burr stuck a little bit. Look how far back they have to play with those VZs. Those VZs can't leave.
Actually, it's probably the STB, because the STB lost some HP there too.
Yeah, and they have to reclimb the hill now with just really the only options they have are Major Pain and Muscles. And I guess OP could technically flex over there, but ooh, OP's running into a 277. This is not good for OP. He's just run into two tanks, and he is going to have to run, and now that's going to open up the opportunity for the VZs to push forward for Burbology, because they have to, because they're down so much, and OP, another hit just as he was leaving, tries to return fire, and he gets one into Luxon. This is a very odd game, and Muscle's coming in trying to get his clip into serve.
Correct.
Is he going to be able to finish him? How many does... Oh, he bounces! Takes another punishing shot. He's down to a one shot. He's got maybe one left, two
Major
left.
Pain looking to finish. Yeah, he gets him, but he's going to go down next. Fluky looking to... Maybe Sebastian's going to get this shot off. There he does. To be honest with you, now that I think about it, I feel like Bear's opening on attack has been kind of consistent. So maybe Sheep came up with a strat to kind of, you know, counter it in a way.
You see the defensive team a lot of time kind of sit defensively in that, like, behind the hill, but when they're facing double VZ, like, they know they're not pushing up aggressively at the start, and they even didn't try to contest the back check.
This is actually not a win yet for Tomatitos. Even though there's a lot of one-shots, there is a lot of map control in their favor as well.
Oh, Kenway can... Oh, he got the fire from the front. That makes him actually killable, and OP actually finishes him.
Oh my god, that fire!
Otherwise, he needed to go forward or do something, but OP hitting a shot from very far away, and now Tomatitos on the back foot. They had a very good position. They did really well, but something went wrong on the top of the lighthouse to give up all of this, and not... I think eventually they just had to kind of to dump forward and push, and those guns that went after OP on the one line just ended up out of the fight. Good shot by Kenway. My goodness, I see why he's your boy.
Yeah,
sneaky
going for that engine.
Sneaky engine deck. Yeah.
Gotta know your angles.
So you're right. I did speak too soon. It was difficult because they didn't take all the guns out. But I thought for sure some of those guns were gonna go down.
They left too many one-shots. Like Kronwagen one, like, you know, well, sorry, the December one-shot is actually insane, right? Like we talked about it before, right? You know, a one-shot bad chat's still a one-shot bad chat, right? You know, and I think a one-shot VZ is still just a one-shot VZ because all it takes is a 277 to bounce, and then he loses 1,000 HP in return.
And then there's 1,000 HP. Yeah, and
it's actually possible to bounce it too, you know?
Yeah, it's got like, I mean, it's not like it's not a super armored heavy or anything, but it absolutely has troll angles, and especially on the turret. And you can see here, Serve getting out 2,400, Fluky getting out 2,300, Lux and getting out 2K.
Wow, what a weird first match.
Boy, 3,600.
They were
it was difficult to even like go into the like here comes the push because it was so fragmented.
And it was, what was really interesting was the fact that Tomatitos was up 3K, and then it kind of got to the point where, you know, they both had the same HP, and then it was just all of a sudden Burbology is just like, we're not losing any more HP. All our boys are staying alive even though they're one shot. The fire actually probably lost them that game though, because Fluky 100% would have beat Kenway.
Even and he was trying not to get shot by the VZ in the south, but even so, like he could have afforded to go for it. But yeah, the fire.
I think the fire is literally what lost it for them, because he would have had the hill, and that hill would have been so important, and he still would have had about 1,000 HP, maybe about 800, 900. That was Kenway's last shot. Like his second shot caught him on fire, and then he waited for the fire to go down enough, and then he shot him. Pretty. It was really interesting. And it's just one of those things too. It was a frontal fire, nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a frontal fire. It was a frontal fire from Kenway. And once, if he's still alive on the top of the lighthouse, we saw how much a CS can do from that position. And OP's position, after he had kind of made a mistake maybe in the middle, he wouldn't have been able, he would have been more shut down. And here we go into the tank picking really quick for anyone new. So the attacking team's on the top. They pick 2 tanks. It's 45 seconds each is how much time they're allotted. And it's kind of like chess. They stop the clock. Now the attacking team on the bottom gets to pick, the defending team on the bottom now gets to pick 4 tanks, and they do. Burbology readies up 2 VZs and 2 CSs. Now, next 3 picks, you can see the question marks there from Tomatitos. They have 3 tanks to pick, and the clock is ticking as they decide. Now the last 2 tanks for Burbology will be readied up, and then Tito's get 1 more tank pick, and this is unique and very new for us. Still a bat chat on either side. So I think at the beginning of the season, we saw a lot of double bat chat play, especially from, I remember, like Team Flare and a couple other teams.
Yeah.
Our
Team Flare, Jack is AFK.
A little more as the season progresses.
Well, from what I've heard when I was talking, so actually League After Dark, I got some guest speakers. I got some, I actually got Wally and Knight on the line. Ooh. Yeah, so it was really nice. And so we actually were talking about that. We were talking about we went through a lot of things, you know, we made fun of stuff, and you know, they both got to, you know, Knight obviously was, you know, we were picking, I mean, it was really cool having people that are both like known callers on the server, because he got to pick their brain. But both of them kind of agreed that like 2 bat shots on like Muravanka is still probably, if I can remember last night right, that like Wednesday night right, that they both were kind of in agreement that like 1 bat shot in a game is still pretty good. They both described the bat shot as annoying because it can do a good amount of damage, but it can't kill anything anymore.
Right,
you know,
because of hardening. And so that's something I think we mentioned at the beginning. It's like there's hardening where everyone is able to improve their HP, but there's no equivalent of like increasing your overall damage potential in your shots or your clips. So the bat shot clip was really on a razor's edge, close to being able to clip out most tanks single-handedly, and now it kind of just it's even if it depends all of its shots, it's usually 1 to 2 shots short.
Serve, look at Serve. He's literally at a 1 shot already because he got clipped out by both VZs. Looks like both VZs connected really well.
And while they're on reload, taking some damage in return, but Burbology up more than 1,000 HP or so right now, and the VZs are about to reload. OP trying to stay alive to get a shot.
Oh my god, Kenway just goes over to finish him. To finish Hector out. Just like ram shot Hector. Now, two tanks down.
The HP's still close somehow. I thought that Burbology would be up a little bit more, but...
Well, Kenway is coming, or sorry, not Kenway. It was December that did that. I don't know why. I just saw Kronwagen and just assumed it was Kenway.
I'll be honest, I thought it was too. And then I was looking at the team and I was like, yeah, it's not. But like, I was wondering if like the teams were reversed or something because I just assumed it was Kenway in the Kronwagen.
Yeah,
I did a double take.
Yeah.
I guess he maybe heard that we were like, and it's Kenway in the Kronwagen as always. But Fluky and Sebastian kind of isolated here. You can see this has been a habit though. Burbology getting up guns and just starting to pinch the positions a little bit more and more. And you can see here now VZ's going to get his last shot out before he will most likely go down. If Sebastian can connect,
I don't think Bastion is trying not to connect with him. He's trying to get OP right there. Fluky is most likely going to go down here. December getting really aggressive. Like he should.
A lot of low guns, but it's...
Well, this is the reason why Burbology picked this map, but I wouldn't say it was the cleanest victories. To be honest with you, I think the Fire won them the first game, and when it came to this game, like, Serve taking that much damage, I think this was more of a concisive win for their part. I didn't see anything, like, RNG related, like an Amarak or a Fire, that, you know...
It was a little awkward. This happens a lot of times with the fights in the middle on Cliff, and a team ends up getting up. But it's just... I don't think it went exactly how either team planned, but then once Burbology got up the guns, they just started slowly winning by attrition and just doing 2-for-1 shots a lot and just out-brawling. That's all that really happened. They both had their gun on the side or on the back with Kenway, and yeah. Just it wasn't flashy except for what we thought was Kenway.
Correct. It that was really interesting. I think that the main takeaway here is that, you know, it looked like both teams had a really strong defense. Burbology's executed theirs better, but I feel like it was still really dicey in the middle of that.
Yeah, I think it could have gone either way on that initial, but I think you're right also too when you pointed out the early damage on the serve just kind of set the tone. And he was just on the back foot after that, kind of not able to do anything, and they just kind of started down. And you can see he was able to get one shot of damage out, but Hector's only able to get one shot of damage out. It's just not enough. Like if you have anyone getting picked that badly, they have to connect their shots a little bit better or be put in a position where they can. Because anytime someone dies with only doing one shot of damage, it doesn't tend to work out for a victory.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just very unfortunate that they didn't win their defense, because it could be a 1-1 right now. Both teams could be like chilling. Like, it's really coming down to where it's like, oh crap, my prediction is not. It's not going to be 4-3 anymore. It's one of those things, too, where the Bears, it looks like they're coming out in force. The thing is, though, I will give it to Tomatitos. I feel like the longer this goes on, the more intense this team will be.